Very often, we want to be surrounded by lots of people, but we don't realize that a large portion of them are bad company and sometimes even harm our lives in one way or another. And the reality is that many of these people are simply waiting for an opportunity to stab us in the back, and even when that's not their intention, they end up hurting us because of their behavior, and you may not believe it, but the people around us have a huge impact on who we are and how we conduct our lives overall. That's why it's important to choose our friends wisely. And from time to time, it's necessary to take stock and distance ourselves as quickly as possible from certain people. And in this video, I'm going to show you 7 types of people you should eliminate from your life before it's too late. The first type of person you should remove from your life is the critic. One thing you can be sure of: criticism will come sooner or later, no matter how hard you're trying. That's because there are people who live only to criticize others. There are people who can't see the good side of anything and are just waiting for you to do or say something so they can criticize you. And there are many reasons why someone might criticize you, even if you're doing everything right. Among these reasons is the feeling of failure and frustration, for example, because normally these people weren't able to achieve their own goals. That's why they feel the need to criticize those who are striving for something, simply with the intention of discouraging them. Their main goal is to make you feel worthless and start doubting your own abilities, making you feel inferior to everyone else. By doing this, critics manage to get you to give up on your goals, and consequently, they start feeling better about themselves. The second type of person you should stay away from if you want a healthier life are liars. The foundation of healthy relationships is trust, but how can you trust people who are constantly lying? Exactly. It's practically impossible to trust liars. Besides that, liars are usually fake because they're always making up stories to get what they want. This type of person doesn't think twice about harming someone if it suits them. Moreover, their lies have no limits and can create major problems not only for themselves, but also for those around them. And if you keep interacting with this type of person, sooner or later, you'll get hurt by those lies. And you might think, but it's just a harmless little lie. But as William Shakespeare said, small lies make the great liar. The third type of person you should eliminate from your life are pessimists. Pessimistic people only see the negative side of situations and of the people around them. For them, the worst outcome is always the most likely one, which is why they're always speaking and acting negatively when faced with difficult situations. Pessimistic people don't look for solutions. Instead, they prefer to express their frustration by complaining. And no matter how hard you try to help them by offering solutions, it's rare for these people to change their mindset. After all, they're already mentally conditioned to act pessimistically. It's very likely that you know people like this, people who can never see the positive side of anything, and who make a point of trying to influence others as well. If you stay close to these people, it's highly likely you'll end up feeling drained. And on top of that, you run the risk of being infected by their pessimism. The fourth type of person you should remove from your life are narcissists. Narcissistic people behave as if the world is obligated to revolve around them. In their eyes, they see themselves as demigods walking the earth. In their view, no one is on their level. That's why they tend to look down on others, creating an environment of constant competition. Moreover, narcissists are extremely toxic people who can't stand seeing anyone else getting attention or praise. Because of this, they may try to harm those they see as threats. Narcissists are people we should avoid at all costs if we want a life with fewer problems, because when they feel threatened, they're capable of doing anything to bring down their opponents. The fifth type of person you should remove from your life are gossipers. Just like liars, gossipers are not trustworthy. After all, you can never tell whose side they're really on. Gossipers have no commitment to the truth. They hear rumors and then spread them to everyone they come across. The problem is that this type of behavior is often tied to feelings of fear and envy on the gossiper's part. Many times, they're upset by other people's successes or are simply bothered by other people's lives. Gossipers are harmful because their gossip usually has bad intentions and aims to damage or tarnish someone's reputation. Also, gossipers tend to be liars because they don't always repeat exactly what they heard. Instead, they make things up or twist stories to benefit themselves in some way. The sixth type of people you should eliminate from your life are manipulators. Removing this type of person from your life isn't easy. After all, victims are often emotionally involved with the manipulator, which makes it even harder to recognize them. Manipulators use many tactics to control someone, one of which is playing the victim. They often keep their victims hooked by always portraying themselves as victims. By pretending to be victims, manipulators go out of their way to make the manipulated person feel responsible for their failures. They say things like, "If you had helped me, I would have succeeded," or "It's your fault I did this or that." By acting this way, they end up shifting all the blame for their failures onto someone else. And in the end, even when you know you didn't do anything wrong, you still walk away feeling guilty about the situation. The seventh type of person we should avoid are the envious. Envy is a toxic feeling that directly affects both the life of the envious person and the person being envied. After all, an envious person is always looking for ways to harm others and often tries to damage the integrity of the person, provoking their envy. Furthermore, an envious person will copy everything you do, from how you act, how you dress, and even how you interact with other people. They'll want to be better than you at everything. They'll want a better car than yours, a bigger and better house, and they'll even compete for the attention of your friends and family so they can feel more popular than you. It's certain that you don't want to keep people like this around you. After all, they're willing to do anything to outdo you. That's why these are people you should remove from your life as soon as possible. That's it for today's video. Hugs, and see you in the next one.